Coming up next on Action News Now at 6, after an undefeated season, the Orland Junior Trojans 10U football team is headed to Honolulu. We'll tell you why. Plus, a Reading man who allegedly drove his car into a group of people on Super Bowl Sunday has his next court appearance scheduled. We'll tell you when. But first, the Yuba Water Agency has an update today about that ruptured pipe above the new Colgate powerhouse.
Covering Northern California. You're watching Action News Now. Coverage you can count on.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Blake Mayfield. We begin tonight with the Yuba Water Agency saying it's made progress towards securing its facilities and containing debris in the Yuba River following the rupture of its penstock pipe yesterday above new Colgate powerhouse in the Yuba County foothills. The agency says geotechnical engineers have completed preliminary aerial surveys of the incident site and will continue ground assessments in the morning to identify safe access routes to the penstock, powerhouse, and surrounding areas. Yuba Water has also implemented a water quality monitoring plan, and boats have been pre-positioned on Bright Lake in an attempt to contain man-made debris and materials from the incident site ahead of the storms expected to begin tomorrow. Yuba Water continues to investigate the cause of the failure and urges the public to stay away from the incident site and out of the Yuba River between New Colgate Powerhouse and Bright Lake while crews work on the cleanup. The man authorities say used his vehicle to intentionally hit multiple people following a verbal disturbance appeared in Shasta County Superior Court this past week. The Shasta County DA's office says that 43-year-old Jesse Daniel Enix of Reading faces charges of attempted murder after allegedly driving his car into a group of people last Sunday. Enix has been charged with attempted murder, 5 counts of assault with a deadly weapon, and driving under the influence of alcohol, causing injury. The Shasta County DA's office says Enix is scheduled for court appearances on February 25th for a plea disposition and February 26th for a preliminary hearing. Enix is currently being held in the Shasta County Jail without bail. 38-year-old Michael Miles Smith of Reading appeared in Shasta County Superior Court this week for an arraignment in connection to leading police on a car chase that ended with Smith jumping into the Sacramento River. The Shasta County DA's office says that last Sunday, Smith led officers on a pursuit after providing a false name and driving away during a traffic stop. Police say the chase concluded at the Caldwell Park boat ramp where Smith took off on foot and jumped into the river. Smith eventually swam to shore and was later arrested by the Reading Police Department. He's being charged with assault with a deadly weapon upon a peace officer or firefighter, fleeing police, driving against traffic while driving recklessly, and giving false info to a police officer. The Shasta County DA's office says that Smith's next court dates are February 24th for plea disposition and February 26th for a preliminary hearing. He also remains in custody at the Shasta County Jail with no bail. 33-year-old Daniel Kaiser of Reading was arraigned this week in connection to a high-speed pursuit with police earlier this month. Reading police say Kaiser was wanted for a domestic violence incident that had taken place on February 5th and was believed to be armed with multiple guns. That afternoon, a Shasta County Sheriff's Office deputy spotted Kaiser driving northbound on I-5. After briefly pulling over for deputies, Kaiser took off and initiated a chase. The pursuit continued into Reading, with Reading police responding to provide help. During the chase, police say Kaiser drove recklessly, reaching speeds over 100 miles per hour, running multiple red lights, making unsafe lane changes, and driving into oncoming traffic. The chase ended when Kaiser drove through a yard, smashed through a fence, and crashed his vehicle into a tree. Kaiser then fled on foot, but was quickly taken into custody. He's facing multiple charges, including assault, criminal threats, and felony gun possession. Kaiser will be back in court for plea disposition on February 24th and for his preliminary hearing on February 26th. He also remains in Shasta County Jail without bail. Winter is not over yet, as storms are headed to our area in both the valley and mountains over this holiday weekend. Meteorologist Allie-Ann McCord has our forecast.
Well, good evening to you and happy Valentine's Day. It's been a pretty quiet Valentine's Day for us here across Northern California. And as we look out at our temperatures, it's also been a little bit warm. Currently 57 here in Chico, 58 in Norville, taking the cake for our warmest spot, 53 currently in Reading. And then we've got the lower 40s across a lot of our higher elevations, of course, along the mountains. Now, as we look outside, it is very cloudy. The clouds, of course, going to continue to stick around, and we have a few light passing showers. But tonight, we're going to be looking at that chance of rain starting to increase a little bit more, and our temperatures not looking to drop off too much in the valley, really getting into those mid 40s. but we are going to see a lot in the way of rain over the next few days, reaching up to 2 inches in the snowfall. That is going to be significant for us as well, as we actually have a winter storm warning in place across the Sierra, the Klamath Mountain Range, and the Cascades. So tomorrow, looking at that rain and snow mix for the Klamath Mountains, and then we move over to the east, expecting those afternoon showers. The foothills look to be pretty breezy tomorrow as well, with temperatures in Paradise and Magalia in the low 50s. But you're going to have pretty constant rain as that moves in tonight and throughout tomorrow. And the valley looking to be really wet with temperatures in the mid 50s. And that story does continue as we move further south, but we could be a little bit warmer. But we have to really take those precautions as we look ahead to Sunday, but especially into our work week when those winter storm warnings start and the wind advisory starts. But I've got the details coming up.
All right, thanks, Allie-Ann. This week, firefighters in the Plumas National Forest successfully completed 55 acres of prescribed burns in the Plumas Pines area. The Forest Service says that this includes 20 acres that were treated on Thursday by crews before ignitions were stopped for the week. The Plumas National Forest says firefighters will continue to work on patrolling the burn area and monitoring it through the weekend. With a major winter storm moving into our area this weekend with predicted rain and snow, the Forest Service says that firefighters are identifying more opportunities to carry out pile burning operations within the Beckworth Ranger District as part of ongoing critical fire fuel reduction work. In local sports, the Chico State Wildcat women's basketball team jumped out to an early lead and controlled the first half on the way to a home win over Cal State East Bay today. This photo was taken by Aaron Draper. The Wildcats built an 18-point halftime cushion behind balanced scoring and strong work inside before weathering a fourth quarter push from East Bay to close out the victory. Madison Perry led the way with 18 points and 13 rebounds, while Sydney Peterson chipped in with 10 points and Kaylee Edge knocked down multiple three-pointers. With the win, the Lady Wildcats have secured a spot in the CCAA tournament. Their next game comes Thursday on the road against the number 1 seeded Cal Poly Pomona. The Orland Junior Trojans 10U football team is headed to Hawaii. Action News Hour reporter Emilio Del Carpio caught up with the team during practice to talk expectations and courage.
The Junior Trojans are 14-0, unbeaten, unshaken. They've gone through Sacramento, Redding, Chico, programs bigger in size, but not in results. This is a team that doesn't just edge past opponents, they overwhelm them. Nearly 460 points scored, just 57 allowed. Now the reward? An invitation-only trip to Hawaii for the Shaka Showdown, a bigger stage, new competition, and for a group of 10-year-olds from a small Northern California town, a chance to prove that dominance travels.
They're the best of Hawaii has to offer at this age group. These teams are, I think the Bay Boys are ranked number 4 in the nation right now. We're going to be playing the best of the best. They're all all-star teams now.
The competition is stiff. Ruthless football out of Honolulu and Bay Boys out of the Bay Area. Speed, size. Orland, however, stares them down, welcoming all challengers.
They're all right. Yeah, they're a pretty good team.
They're pretty good, but y'all better.
Yeah.
More rural part of California, going against kids from the big cities. They might be doubting y'all. What do you think about that?
Little town don't really matter.
It don't matter?
It don't matter.
Okay, I love that. Are you guys excited?
Yes, very.
Powered by parents pitching in, registration fees, and a lot of fundraising, the team moms spoke with pride.
Oh my gosh, I'm so proud just to know that our kids are going somewhere that a lot of these players haven't even gone. As a mom, it makes you super proud and excited for them.
I think it's just an experience where you get to live through them. So getting able to travel out of state is just incredible for an opportunity like this.
Angelo Curticelli, an Orland native and football coordinator for the Trojans, told me this group is different from anything he's seen. Disciplined, locked in, and hungry. From what he can remember, no Orland team has ever reached a moment like this. In Orland, Emilio Del Carpio. Action News Now.
The Orland Junior Trojans will be in Honolulu from February 19th through the 23rd as they look to remain undefeated. And coming up next on Action News Now, a California woman is out $95,000 after falling victim to a romance scam. But first, as the search for her nears a third week, Nancy Guthrie has still not been found by authorities. Well, those stories and more when we come back.